I'm Amber. Welcome back to my channel. Sorry for the lighting. I don't have my phone with me right now. It's charging. Still trying to figure out this whole setup. Just excuse it. But yeah, today we are going to be reviewing Miss Marvel, the series. It has been a long time coming. And I'm not sure how much of the finer details I remember, which is unfortunate because that's something that I have been trying to, especially for Marvel, be very on top of when it comes to, you know, discussing with you guys the theories and the inconsistencies or little like Easter eggs and stuff like that. And I knew it when I saw it, and now it's kind of in the back of my memory. But I watched the last two episodes recently, so that really did help jog my memory. And yeah, we're just gonna go with the flow with this. I really did enjoy it. I loved how I learned a lot about Pakistani culture just by watching it. Because, you know, when it comes to showcasing, I think, just individuals of the Pakistani culture, there are all different ways and viewpoints and ideas, and I think it was nice just to see a good coming of age, young adult way of looking at it. I don't think I've ever seen a movie through that lens, really. And I know there are a few out there, but then also seeing it in the MCU and introducing, you know, our first Pakistani hero in the MCU, I think is very important. And also, it was just really cool getting to see her navigate through not only through adolescence, but through becoming a superhero and having all these different and cool powers, and her potentially being a mutant. Don't know how that's gonna go, but we'll see. And yeah, just I think that I really appreciated the way the show was set up, where we got to see things through her eyes rather than kind of like trying to figure out things from the outside. And we were figuring out things with her, and I really appreciated that. So it was also really cool to see just a young girl who idolized superheroes become a superhero and achieve that wish, that goal, that dream. I think in the beginning we were kind of, at least I think the directors were kind of playing around with the fact that maybe it's not so good, you know, to want to be this awesome, fantastic, you know, unachievable thing. Um, like, not that you can't achieve the unachievable, but like, you are fine just being you and yourself and acknowledging yourself. And I think they didn't tackle that really in the first couple of episodes, but they, as the story went on and she kind of became who she was and grew into herself, I think that kind of like made that a more cohesive plot. Also just loved like how relatable Kamala was, and even though, like, you know, she's not of my culture, she still, like, there's still so many aspects in her life that resembled like things of my culture that I could relate to. I feel like that's the thing, like, you know, no matter what type of family situation, what kind of culture, where your religious beliefs may be at, there's similarities within it. And I think that that's beautiful in a lot of ways because you get to relate to them and see that they're just like us, you know? Like, I think that this show really made the Pakistani culture so beautiful, and like they portrayed it in such a beautiful way. I loved how Bruno, and at this point I'm getting sick of Disney using the name Bruno, but it is what it is. I think that just him, like, you know, wearing their attire and participating in their religious ceremonies and their festivals and everything, and not being questioned about it, and him being accepted because, you know, he is Kamala's best friend and grew up with her and respects them and like is like integrated into the family, I think is such a beautiful representation of just what things should feel like and should be like, like that we should all respect each other and love one another and see the beauty in one another, not necessarily like have to like dress up like one another, but like, you know, just share the beauty of one another's cultures with one another, I think is great. And I keep saying one another. But of course, today, dressing like individuals from different cultures, like that's a big thing. And I think that um, in Bruno, dressing as someone who like dressing in Pakistani and like wear, like I think it really shows like how important he is to the family and how much they accept him, and that in itself is such a big thing, to have earned their respect and to be like, yes, you can wear our garments and it's not offensive. Like I think is just, it speaks volumes to not only the message that this show is portraying, but also to his character. And I just loved how Kamala was such a very enthusiastic individual who every teenager could just see and just see themselves within in so many different ways. And I think that was just a very important focal point of this whole entire series. Just relating in so many different ways, in ways that you didn't even think of, and in how great that was. So that's my thoughts on Kamala. But just this show, like, I did not know much about Miss Marvel going into this, and I told myself I was going to watch every Marvel show or whatever Marvel thing that I could find. I still have not watched What If because I have trouble watching like the cartoons and then like the actual live action and seeing like how that plays in, because like growing up the cartoons are way different. They're like way different timelines too, different characters. So it's like hard, but then like the What If is like sort of like on the same, it's like Star Wars where it was like the Clone Wars was such a big deal and it was just like integrated into it, and I was just like, I never saw that fully through, but it's okay. We'll figure that out. And I just really liked the show. And then her being this like kind of like alien-esque otherworldly being, um, I thought was just so cool. Her powers are so beautiful. I love the colors. I don't know exactly how they work. When I was looking at, online, how her powers worked and like what powers she had, like when she turned into Carol Danvers at the end, I expected that. I was like, okay, I know that's part of her powers. But at the same time, it's just like it's so different than any other Marvel superhero that I've seen. So it's gonna take some getting used to for sure. I am looking forward to her kicking butt with Captain Marvel. I kind of like cringe a little bit when it comes to superheroes like similar names, just because like I have trouble remembering so many names as is. I'm just like, which one is that one? Like I love superheroes so much, and I'm trying to educate myself on ones that I don't know about because I did not read X amount of comments. I've had this conversation with you guys before, and now it's like there's so many similar names. I'm like, why Marvel? Why you do this to me? Um, so yeah. And then the clandestines like just seemed so interesting, and then they ended up being basically the villains because they wanted to get home. Isn't every villain a villain because they want to get home? Like we think about Reverse Flash and like they just want to go home. And it's like, why can't we just send these people home? And then it's like, but then like them, always them going home is like some catastrophic event has to occur for them to do so. So it's like, oh well. Um, but if the hero wanted to go home, they would get to go home. Um, but that's just how it works. And you felt sorry for them at the same time. They were just like horrible people, and I'm just like, how can you just not see reason? Like, you're attacking this young girl and you're perfectly okay. Don't you have children where you come from? Like, I don't understand. And then she had to have been with someone to have had her son. And did she love that person? Did it just happen by accident? Like, what happened? Like, you know? Um, and then she can't see how her friend fell in love and had a kid, and how that's like, and then she stabbed her. Like, that is so sad. It is so sad. I also don't know how the tiny grandma ended up bending the crystals and everything. I don't know how like she was able to do that. Like, I guess, like, I get that it was in their blood, but I thought the bangle was supposed to bring it out. And isn't there a second bangle that we need to find? And that, will that unlock like her true powers? Like, is it just one bangle at this point? Because there was two bangles. So I don't know. And then Cameron like ended up having powers, but I thought like he, at first I thought he, like, when his mom said his name, the veil, like he absorbed the veil. Is that what, I'm not sure, or did he unlock something with his mom? Like, I don't know. And like thus he was now the veil. Like, how did the lady close the veil? Because she died like the other lady. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. But okay. Um, and also, if Kamara was supposed to guide her grandmother to her grandfather, she was supposed to open the veil. So these were like a sequence of events that was supposed to happen. So thus the veil was supposed to be open, and the veil couldn't be open because then it would destroy the world. Like, okay, Marvel. So yeah, the mom. I just love the mom. Like, at first I was like really upset with her, and I'm like, you are like every single mom that like I see on TV, and this is why I'm upset with you. But then you're also very hilarious. Um, and so that made her just relatable, and then she was just really funny, and witty. The dad was hilarious. Oh my god, the brother, and just like everybody was great, I thought. And how she like discovered her powers like at like basically at Comic-Con, like, was just so cool. It's like, that's literally everybody's dream. We go to Comic-Con, we expect to be superheroes. Like, we dress up as them. But yeah, I really loved the show. And then like, just like the FBI police, who were these people? The like law enforcement being at their tails, and like there was just like this one little section of them like trying to like capture them because they didn't want them to like have superpower. Like, I still like want more on that, because I was just like, at this point, like, why aren't you people going after like the Hulk or anything? Like, you know, I get there's these like bad like people, like, but like, why? You know, I think like the clandestines was enough, but then like there's these people who just like annoyed me. So okay, and yeah, and then we will see what will happen in the, what's it called, the Miss Marvels, I think it's gonna be a movie, so I'm excited. And then I think Kamara's already like on the Disney Wish, like they have a little section where like it's Ant-Man and she's part of like the new Avengers and stuff. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. I wish the show would continue, but I'm excited to see her like on the big screen and like how that's gonna go. And I think just like as a person, she is such an adorable person, and loves like, she knew about the three Spider-Mans before we knew about like No Way Home, you know, and like she's just so geeky, and like she's us, and I love that. And I feel like no Marvel actor, at least up to this point, has been like that, you know, like Tom Holland, I guess, but like, you know, like it's like you see you, and it's like, that's me up there, you know, like, not even just because she's a person of color. Um, or even because she's a Pakistani person of color, but just because like she is such a fangirl, and it's like that's a dream come true that we see achieving. And it all comes full circle. That's what she wanted to be in, the series, and it's happened, and it's great. And I look forward to seeing her in the Avengers if that happens. I think it's all like leading up to it, and I'm sad because I miss the old Avengers, but I'm excited to see the new ones for sure. But yeah, I'm sad Bruno didn't get the girl. Maybe he'll get her later. He's going to Caltech. Good for him. Also, all about female power. Her friend, who like ran for, I'm not sure what this term is, but like she is like now head like basically at the mosque. Like good for her. Like this is all like progress. Like it just, I think it shows so many beautiful things, and not even just in the artwork, just like, and the music was just on point. Like I love Pakistani music. I love it. I'm sorry. Like it's just so good. I don't even know why I'm saying I'm sorry. I just feel the need to say I'm sorry for everything. No, I'm sorry. Like it's just good. Um, and it was like a beat. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. And I hope to see you all real soon. Bye.